My beloved child, wait, pause for a moment and listen closely, because something important is unfolding right now. There is a quiet truth about you that the world has not fully seen yet, not even you. And strangely, the one who is meant to walk beside your soul has sensed it long before anyone else. Yes, your soulmate. Before you rush past this moment, stay here for a little longer, because what they see inside you is not ordinary. It is not loud, not obvious, not the kind of strength that demands attention. It is hidden, and hidden strength is the most powerful kind. Think about it. How many times have you faced situations where others thought you would break? Moments when life became heavy, confusing, even silent. Yet somehow, quietly, you continued moving forward. No applause, no recognition, just you, and the quiet determination inside your heart. Your soulmate has been observing this energy from a distance, even if they have not yet stepped fully into your life. They have noticed something extraordinary. While others may see your kindness, your patience, or your calm presence, your soulmate sees the deeper layer beneath it all. They see the warrior within your peace. Pause for a second and ask yourself something. What if the very struggles you once thought weakened you were actually shaping a rare kind of strength? Not the strength that dominates, but the strength that transforms. This is what your soulmate recognizes. They see how you carry compassion even when life tests you. They notice how you continue believing in goodness even when the world becomes uncertain. And this is exactly why your paths are being guided toward each other. But listen carefully, because this next part matters more than you realize. Your hidden strength is not just about surviving difficult chapters. It is about becoming a light that awakens others, including them. Yes, the person who is meant for you is not only drawn to your heart, they are inspired by it. There is something about your presence that makes people feel safe, understood, seen. You may not even realize when it happens, but your soulmate feels it deeply, and that is why they have something important to share about you, something that might surprise you. They believe your greatest power is something you have barely begun to recognize. It lives in the quiet moments when you choose patience over frustration. It appears when you encourage others even when your own path feels uncertain. It reveals itself when you keep going, even when nobody is watching. This strength is rare, and because it is rare, it has been growing silently inside you. But here is the question that changes everything. What happens when the person who sees this strength most clearly finally stands beside you? Imagine that moment. Imagine hearing someone say the words you never expected to hear. I saw your strength long before you did. That moment, that realization, could transform the way you see yourself forever. And this is exactly why you were meant to hear this message today. Because your journey is approaching a turning point. The strength that once stayed hidden is beginning to rise to the surface. Slowly, quietly, but powerfully. And your soulmate, whether near or still on their way, already feels it. Stay with this message a little longer, because what comes next reveals something even deeper about the connection between your hidden strength and the destiny that is unfolding for you. But wait. Before your thoughts wander away, listen to this carefully, because the next truth reveals something deeper than you may have ever imagined. Your soulmate is not only aware of your hidden strength, they have felt its influence in their own life, even before the two of you fully meet. Strange, isn't it? Two people walking separate paths, living different days, different challenges, yet somehow connected by a quiet energy neither of you can explain. Pause for a moment and think about this question. What if the courage you showed during your most difficult moments was not only shaping you, but also preparing someone else to recognize you? Your soulmate senses something about you that others overlook. They notice the resilience that appears when life pushes you beyond your comfort. They feel the calm intelligence in your decisions. They recognize the rare ability you have to grow through experiences rather than being defeated by them. And here is something even more fascinating. The strength they see inside you gives them strength as well. Yes, the energy you carry has already begun influencing the person meant to walk beside you. It is like two distant lights slowly guiding each other across the same horizon. You may not realize it yet, but every lesson you have faced, every challenge that once made you question yourself, has quietly built the very qualities your soulmate admires the most. Your patience, your emotional depth, your ability to rise again when life becomes uncertain. These are not ordinary traits. They are signs of a powerful inner foundation. And your soulmate recognizes this foundation clearly. In fact, there is something they want you to understand, something they wish they could tell you directly right now. They want you to know that your strength is not invisible. It never was. Even during moments when you felt overlooked or misunderstood, the qualities that define you were quietly shining. But sometimes the world moves so quickly that people fail to notice the deeper beauty in someone's spirit. Your soulmate is different. They notice. They observe the way you care without expecting recognition. They admire the quiet wisdom in your thoughts. They respect the calm confidence that appears when others lose direction. This is why they feel drawn toward you in ways they cannot fully explain. Now let me ask you something important. What if the connection forming between you and your soulmate is not based only on attraction, but on a shared recognition of inner strength? That would mean your bond is built on something much deeper than chance, something intentional, something meaningful, and perhaps, something destined. Before we continue, take a second to breathe and reflect on this message. If these words resonate with your heart, you can share your thoughts in the comments, or pass this message to someone who may also need to hear it today. And if you enjoy these reflections, subscribing simply helps more people discover messages like this. But stay here with me now, because the next part reveals something even more surprising. Your soulmate is not only recognizing your strength, they are waiting for the moment when you recognize it too. Because once you truly see the power that has always lived inside you, everything begins to change. The way you walk, the way you speak, the way you approach the future. And when that moment arrives, your soulmate will feel it immediately. It will be like two signals suddenly becoming clear at the same time. One realization, two hearts awakening. And this is where the story becomes even more extraordinary. So stay a little longer, because the truth about your hidden strength, and the message your soulmate holds for you, is only beginning to unfold. Now, slow down for a moment, because what you are about to understand might change the way you see yourself forever. There is a reason your soulmate keeps sensing this quiet power inside you. It is not just admiration. It is recognition, almost like they are looking into a mirror that reflects a deeper version of themselves. You see, true soul connections are not built on perfection. They are built on awareness, on growth, on the courage to evolve beyond old limitations. And this is exactly where your hidden strength becomes important. Your soulmate has noticed something remarkable about you. When life places obstacles in your path, you do not remain the same person afterward. You transform. You reflect. You rise again, slightly wiser, slightly calmer, slightly stronger. And over time, these small transformations have created a version of you that carries an unusual kind of presence. A presence that speaks without words. A presence that quietly says, "I have faced storms, and I am still standing." That message is powerful, more powerful than you may realize. Because when your soulmate feels that energy, it awakens something inside them too. Their own courage, their own growth, their own hidden strength. Think about that for a moment. Two people, each shaped by their own journeys, slowly moving closer, guided by the same quiet force of self-discovery. This is not coincidence. It is alignment. And alignment does something extraordinary. It begins revealing truths that were once hidden. Your soulmate understands that the strength within you was never meant to stay unnoticed forever. In fact, they believe it will eventually become the foundation of something beautiful between you. A relationship built not on illusion, but on mutual respect, emotional depth, and shared growth. But here is the moment where many people overlook something important. Hidden strength does not reveal itself in dramatic ways. It appears in the smallest choices. Choosing patience instead of anger. Choosing understanding instead of judgment. Choosing hope even when the outcome is uncertain. These quiet decisions create a powerful ripple effect in the world around you. And your soulmate feels those ripples. Sometimes through a conversation. Sometimes through a simple moment of eye contact. Sometimes through a feeling they cannot quite explain. But every time they sense it, one thought becomes clearer in their mind. There is something extraordinary about this person. You. Yes, you listening right now. And here is the most fascinating part of all. Your soulmate believes your greatest strength is not something you will use only for yourself. It is something that will inspire others, friends, family, even strangers who cross your path for a brief moment. Your presence has the potential to create calm in chaotic situations, clarity in confusing times, and encouragement when people begin to doubt themselves. That is the kind of strength that changes lives. But wait, before you move on from this message, hear this carefully. There will come a moment when your soulmate finally shares these thoughts with you. Not in a dramatic speech. Not in some grand declaration. But in a simple, sincere moment. Maybe during a quiet conversation. Maybe during a walk. Or maybe during a moment when you least expect it. They will look at you and say something that feels surprisingly powerful. I always knew you were stronger than you believed. When that moment arrives, something inside you will shift, because you will begin seeing yourself through the eyes of someone who truly understands your journey. And suddenly, the strength that once felt hidden will feel undeniable. So stay aware. Stay open. Because the path you are walking is quietly leading you towards someone who recognizes the power you carry within. And when that recognition finally meets your own awareness, a new chapter begins. And just when you think you understand your own story, something shifts. Listen carefully now, because this is the part many people miss. Your hidden strength was never only about endurance. It was about awakening. For a long time, you believed your quiet resilience was simply the way you survived life's challenges. You carried your burdens silently. You learned lessons alone. You stood up again and again without asking the world for recognition. But here is the truth your soulmate has already realized. Your strength was preparing you for a connection that requires depth, not surface emotions, not temporary attraction, something far more meaningful. Your soulmate understands that people like you do not appear often in someone's life. Someone who reflects before reacting. Someone who listens before judging. Someone who grows rather than repeating the same patterns. And because they see this clearly, they also know something else. You are entering a phase where your strength will no longer remain hidden. Pause for a second and imagine this moment. There will come a time very soon when situations begin unfolding differently around you. Conversations will feel deeper. Opportunities will appear in unexpected ways. People will begin noticing the calm confidence that has been forming inside you all along. It will not feel forced. It will feel natural, like stepping into a version of yourself that was waiting patiently to emerge. And your soulmate will recognize it instantly. They will notice the way you speak with quiet certainty. They will see how your presence makes others feel comfortable and understood. They will feel how your energy carries a balance between wisdom and warmth. This is the strength they admire most. Not loud strength, not dramatic strength, but the kind that stabilizes everything around it. Now here is the surprising part. Your soulmate has something they want to tell you about this strength, something that might sound simple at first, but carries a deeper meaning. They want you to realize that your strength is not something you need to prove. It already exists. It always has. And the moment you stop questioning it, that is when it begins guiding your life in extraordinary ways. Imagine walking into the future with that awareness. No hesitation. No constant doubt. Just a calm understanding of who you are and what you are capable of becoming. This shift will not only transform your own path, it will also strengthen the bond between you and your soulmate. Because when two people meet who both recognize their inner power, their connection becomes something rare. Support replaces competition. Understanding replaces confusion. Growth becomes shared instead of lonely. That is the kind of connection your journey has been preparing for. Before this message continues, take a moment to reflect on what you've heard so far. If these words feel meaningful to you, you can share your thoughts below or pass this message to someone who might need encouragement today. And if you enjoy listening to reflections like this, subscribing simply helps more people find these messages of awareness and strength. But stay here a little longer, because the next realization about your hidden strength, and the role your soulmate plays in revealing it, might be the most important part of this entire message. Something powerful is still waiting to be understood. But here is where the story turns in a direction you may not expect, so stay with this thought for a moment. Your soulmate does not admire your hidden strength only because it makes you resilient. They admire it because it reveals your true nature. You see, many people develop strength by building walls. They protect themselves by becoming distant, guarded, difficult to reach. But you chose a different path. Even when life tested your patience, even when experiences could have made you cold or closed off, something inside you refused to disappear. Your ability to care. Your willingness to understand. Your quiet belief that people can still grow and change. That is the strength your soulmate sees. And strangely, it is also the strength that draws them closer to you. Pause for a second and think about something. Have you ever wondered why certain people feel comfortable around you almost instantly? Why strangers sometimes open up to you without even realizing why? Why your presence seems to calm situations that once felt tense or uncertain. This is not coincidence. It is the energy created by a heart that has faced challenges, yet chosen wisdom over bitterness. And your soulmate recognizes this energy clearly. In fact, they have likely felt something unusual when thinking about you, even if the connection is still forming. A sense that you are someone who understands life on a deeper level. Someone who does not only speak, but truly listens. Someone who does not only exist, but truly sees the world. This realization is powerful for them, because when two people recognize this kind of depth in each other, something extraordinary begins to happen. Their connection becomes a place of growth, not pressure, not expectation. Growth. Your soulmate wants you to understand something very important about your hidden strength. It is not simply a personality trait. It is a guiding force. A quiet compass inside you that helps you navigate life with awareness and balance. Think about all the moments when you trusted your instincts, when something inside you gently told you which direction to take. That inner voice is part of the strength they admire. And the more you begin trusting it, the more your life begins aligning with the right people, the right experiences, the right opportunities, including them. Yes, Your soulmate believes that your awareness is one of the most powerful qualities you carry. While others may rush through life without reflection, you pause, observe, understand. And that ability creates a connection between you and the world that feels almost magnetic. But here is something even more fascinating. Your soulmate does not see themselves as separate from your journey. They feel connected to it. They believe that meeting you will not only bring love or companionship, it will create a partnership where both of you inspire each other to become stronger, wiser, and more aware. That is rare. And rarity always carries value. But listen closely to this next thought. Your soulmate also understands that hidden strength must eventually become visible. Not in a dramatic way, but in the way you live your life with confidence and clarity. And the moment you begin recognizing your own power fully, that is when the connection between you becomes even stronger. So take this message with you. Reflect on it. Because the person meant for you is not simply searching for someone perfect. They are searching for someone real. Someone who has faced life honestly. Someone whose strength was built quietly, patiently, and with deep awareness. And that someone is you. But the most surprising part of this story is still ahead. Because in the next chapter of this journey, something happens that reveals just how deeply your soulmate has been observing the strength you carry within. But pause here, because the next truth arrives quietly, almost like a whisper carried through time. Your soulmate has been learning about you long before the two of you fully realize it. Not through words, not through explanations, through energy, through moments, through the subtle signals that strong souls naturally recognize in each other. Think about this carefully. Some connections begin with excitement. Others begin with curiosity. But the rarest connections begin with recognition. A feeling that says, there is something familiar about this person, something meaningful. That is exactly what your soulmate feels when they sense your presence. And the reason behind that feeling leads back to the strength we have been speaking about. Your hidden strength is not loud, but it leaves traces. It appears in the way you handle life's turning points. It shows in the calm decisions you make when others rush into chaos. It reveals itself in your ability to keep moving forward even when the path becomes uncertain. These quiet signals travel farther than you realize. They reach people who are meant to notice, including the one who is meant to stand beside you. Your soulmate sees something that most people overlook. They see the pattern of growth in your life. Every experience that once challenged you has shaped a deeper awareness inside you. Every moment of reflection has refined your understanding of the world. And this pattern tells them something important. It tells them that you are not just someone living life day by day. You are someone evolving. That realization makes your soulmate respect you in a way that goes beyond simple admiration. They see you as someone whose journey has meaning. Someone whose presence carries depth. Someone whose strength was built through real experiences rather than empty words. And here is where their message becomes even more personal. Your soulmate wants you to know that the strength they see inside you is not something they expect you to hide. In fact, they hope you begin embracing it more openly. Not to impress others, not to prove anything, but simply to live more freely. Because when you allow your strength to guide your choices, your life begins aligning with the right people and the right opportunities. And that alignment brings your paths closer together. Now imagine this moment for a second. Imagine meeting someone who does not feel intimidated by your strength, but inspired by it. Someone who encourages your growth instead of limiting it. Someone who celebrates the calm wisdom inside you rather than overlooking it. That is the connection your soulmate hopes to create. A partnership where both of you grow stronger simply by walking the same path. And here is something they believe deeply. They believe that your hidden strength is not an accident. It is a gift shaped by experience, patience, and awareness. A gift that will influence not only your future, but also the lives of the people who walk beside you, including them. But before this message continues further, consider one quiet question. What would change in your life if you truly believed in the strength your soulmate already sees in you? Would you hesitate less? Would you trust your path more? Would you step forward with greater confidence? These are the realizations that slowly begin transforming your journey. And when that transformation becomes visible, your soulmate will recognize it immediately. Because they have been waiting for the moment when you see your own power as clearly as they do. So stay aware. Stay open. Because the next part of this story reveals something even more extraordinary about the connection forming between your strength and the future that is unfolding around you. And now, take a slow breath, because the next realization is subtle, yet incredibly powerful. Your soulmate does not only see your hidden strength, they understand the story behind it. Most people notice the results of someone's growth, but they rarely understand the journey that created it. Your soulmate does. They sense the quiet chapters of your life that shaped who you are today. The moments when you chose reflection instead of reaction. The times when you stood alone with your thoughts and slowly rebuilt your confidence piece by piece. These experiences did not weaken you, they refined you. Imagine a rare stone slowly polished by time and pressure until its true brilliance begins to appear. That is what your journey has done to you. And this is exactly what your soulmate recognizes. They see a depth in you that cannot be created overnight. A wisdom that does not come from books or advice, but from real life. And strangely, this depth makes them feel both calm and inspired at the same time. Calm, because your presence feels steady. Inspired, because your growth reminds them that life always holds the possibility of transformation. This is why your soulmate believes your hidden strength will become one of the most beautiful foundations of your connection. Because when two people who understand growth come together, their relationship becomes something different. Not fragile, not temporary, but evolving. Each conversation becomes meaningful. Each shared moment becomes a chance to learn something new about life and about each other. And here is something fascinating that your soulmate has already realized. Your strength does not appear only in difficult moments. It also appears in your curiosity, your willingness to keep learning about the world, about people, about yourself. This curiosity creates an energy that feels alive. It makes your presence feel refreshing in a world where many people stop growing too soon. Your soulmate feels that energy. They see the way your mind searches for deeper meaning. They notice how your perspective often brings clarity to confusing situations. And because of this, they believe something very important about you. They believe that meeting you will not only bring companionship, it will bring expansion. The kind of connection where both people encourage each other to explore new ideas, new possibilities, new ways of understanding life. Think about that for a moment. A relationship where growth becomes natural, where support replaces doubt, where both people celebrate each other's strength rather than competing with it. That is the vision your soulmate carries when they think about you. But here is the part that may surprise you most. They do not see your strength as something distant or unreachable. They see it as something human, something real, something that includes your doubts, your questions, and even your quiet moments of uncertainty. Because true strength does not mean having every answer. It means continuing to grow while searching for them. And that is exactly what your soulmate admires about you. They see someone who keeps moving forward, someone who keeps discovering new layers of themselves, someone who refuses to stop evolving. And in their heart, one thought continues returning again and again. This is someone I want to grow with. But listen carefully now, because the next realization about your hidden strength may be the most important one yet. There is a moment approaching in your life when everything you have learned, every lesson, every quiet realization, begins aligning with a new chapter. And when that chapter begins, the connection between you and your soulmate will start revealing itself in ways you never expected. But before the story moves forward, pause with me for just a moment. Because something subtle is happening in your life right now, something that many people overlook when it first begins. Your hidden strength is starting to reveal itself in quiet ways, not through dramatic changes, not through sudden attention, but through small shifts in how you see the world. Have you noticed it? The way certain things that once confused you now feel clearer. The way your patience has grown stronger than your frustration. The way your mind now pauses before reacting, choosing understanding instead. These are not random changes. They are signs that your inner strength is waking up to its full awareness. And when this awareness begins to rise, something fascinating happens. The people who are meant to recognize your true nature start appearing more clearly in your life, including your soulmate. Yes, this is the moment when the invisible connection between you begins to feel more real. Your soulmate senses the change in you. They may not fully understand why yet, but something about your presence feels different, stronger, calmer, more certain. It is like watching someone step into their natural rhythm after a long period of searching. And that rhythm attracts the right people. Your soulmate sees the way you handle life now. They notice the quiet confidence forming in your words, the thoughtful way you respond to challenges, the balance between your strength and your kindness. These qualities create a feeling that is rare, a sense of trust. Trust that you are someone who values honesty. Trust that you are someone who grows through life rather than resisting it. And trust is the foundation of every meaningful connection. But here is the deeper message your soulmate wants you to understand. They do not believe your strength was meant to stay hidden forever. They believe it was meant to guide others, including them. Think about that for a second. The patience you developed, the awareness you gained, the calm wisdom that slowly formed inside you, all of it becomes a source of inspiration for the people who walk beside you. Your soulmate feels this deeply. They imagine conversations where both of you reflect on life's lessons together. They imagine moments where your presence helps bring clarity to difficult situations. They see a future where your strength creates stability, where your awareness creates understanding, where your connection becomes a place of growth. And the most beautiful part of this vision is that it flows both ways. Because your soulmate also carries strengths that will support you. They will encourage your ideas. They will remind you of your worth during moments when doubt tries to appear. They will stand beside you as someone who truly sees the depth of who you are. That is the partnership forming between your journeys. But stay with this message for just a little longer, because the next truth may be the one that changes everything. Your soulmate does not only see your hidden strength. They believe that once you fully recognize it yourself, the path between you will become impossible to ignore. Something powerful is moving quietly beneath the surface of your life. And very soon, it will begin revealing itself. And now, listen closely, because the next realization arrives like the first light of dawn, gentle, but impossible to ignore. For a long time, your hidden strength has been working quietly behind the scenes of your life. It shaped your choices. It guided your patience. It protected your hope when circumstances tried to dim it. But the time is coming when that strength will no longer remain invisible. Your soulmate already feels this shift beginning. They sense that something about you is evolving, almost like watching a calm river slowly becoming a powerful current. Not chaotic, not overwhelming, simply undeniable. This is the moment when the qualities you once kept within yourself begin influencing the world around you. People will start noticing the clarity in your thoughts. They will feel the calm confidence in the way you speak. They will recognize the wisdom in the way you approach challenges. And your soulmate will notice it first, because they have been paying attention to these signals all along. Think about this carefully. Many people search their entire lives for someone who understands their depth, someone who sees beyond appearances and recognizes the real person inside. Your soulmate believes they have found that in you. But the most fascinating part of their message is this: they do not only see your strength, they trust it. Trust is powerful. It means they believe your decisions come from awareness. It means they feel safe sharing their thoughts with you. It means they see you as someone whose presence brings stability rather than confusion. This is why your connection carries such potential. It is not built on illusions or temporary emotions. It is built on recognition. Recognition of growth. Recognition of patience. Recognition of the quiet strength that shaped both of your journeys. Now pause for a moment and imagine something. Imagine standing face to face with someone who looks at you with complete understanding. Someone who says, with calm certainty, "I see the strength inside you, and it inspires me." That moment will not feel dramatic. It will feel natural, because deep connections rarely arrive with noise. They arrive with clarity, and when that clarity appears between you and your soulmate, everything begins to align. Conversations will feel effortless. Silence will feel comfortable, and the future will begin forming not through pressure, but through shared awareness. This is the future your hidden strength is guiding you toward. But here is the final truth your soulmate wishes you to remember. Your strength was never meant to make you feel separate from others. It was meant to help you find the people who truly understand you. People who value growth. People who respect honesty. People who recognize depth when they see it. And among those people, your soulmate stands closest. They are not drawn to you by coincidence. They are drawn to you by the very qualities that you once thought were invisible. Your patience, your awareness, your quiet resilience, all of it has been speaking louder than you realized. And now, the moment is approaching when the message they carry for you becomes clear. A message about your strength, a message about your connection, and a message about the extraordinary journey that begins when two people finally recognize the power that has been guiding them all along. And now, before this message reaches its final moment, stay here with me for just a little longer, because the last truth your soulmate wants to share about your hidden strength is the one that changes everything. It is simple, but powerful. Your strength was never hidden by accident. It was growing. Quietly, patiently, preparing you for the life and connection that is meant to meet you. Think about the path you have walked. Every challenge you faced, every moment when you questioned your direction, every quiet decision to keep moving forward even when the outcome was uncertain. Those moments were not delays. They were preparation. Your soulmate understands this clearly. They see your journey as something meaningful, something intentional. They believe the experiences that shaped your strength are the same experiences that will allow you to build a deep and lasting connection. Because real relationships are not built by people who have never struggled. They are built by people who have learned from those struggles. People who understand patience. People who value growth. People who know that true connection is something to be nurtured, not rushed. And that is exactly what your soulmate believes about you. They see someone who carries quiet wisdom, someone who does not chase attention, yet naturally attracts respect, someone whose strength appears not through force, but through awareness and authenticity. And this realization fills them with a calm certainty, a certainty that meeting you will not feel like chance. It will feel like recognition. Like two paths that were always moving toward the same horizon finally crossing. Imagine that moment. A simple conversation. A shared smile. A feeling that says, without explanation, This connection feels real. That moment will not require proof. It will simply make sense. Because your hidden strength will already be visible in the way you carry yourself, in the way you listen, in the way you speak with calm clarity. Your soulmate will recognize it instantly. And when they share their thoughts with you, their message will be something like this: I always felt that there was something extraordinary about you, a strength that you didn't even realize you carried. And when you hear those words, something inside you will become clear. You will realize that the qualities you once doubted, the patience, the resilience, the quiet awareness, were never weaknesses. They were the very things that guided you toward the right people and the right moments, including this one. So remember this as you continue forward. Your hidden strength is not something you need to search for anymore. It is already part of you. It has been guiding your choices, shaping your growth, and quietly leading you toward the connection that recognizes your true nature. And somewhere along this path, your soulmate is moving closer to that same realization. 2 journeys, 2 growing strengths, 1 shared understanding. If this message resonated with you, feel free to share your thoughts below or pass this message to someone who might also need a reminder of the strength they carry within. And if you enjoy reflections like this, subscribing simply helps these messages reach others who are searching for clarity and encouragement. But for now, carry this final thought with you. The strength inside you was never invisible. It was simply waiting for the moment when both you, and the person meant to walk beside you, could finally see it clearly.